This will blow your mind. These motivational and quote Instagram theme pages are making thousands of dollars just by posting Instagram Reels. Take a look at this theme page called Virtual Mythos. It's consistently attracting hundreds of thousands of views on each video, and even millions on some. The creator behind Virtual Mythos achieved these results by posting AI-generated images alongside quotes from well-known historical figures and legendary leaders like Marcus Aurelius, Julius Caesar, Joan of Arc, Ragnar Lothbrok, and Napoleon Bonaparte. And then there's another page called Momentary Existentialism, which has gained over 1 million followers. This page captivates its audience with traditional painting-style visuals and chill voiceovers.
The older you get, the more quiet you become. Life humbles you so deeply as you age. You realize how much nonsense you've wasted time on. You start to accept things for what they really are. You stop forcing friendships and connections with people, and you just learn to grow.
Each video dives into different life experiences and offers motivational insights on overcoming challenges. The unique blend of art and inspiration has attracted millions of views on most of their posts. While many might say that Instagram motivation theme pages are hard to monetize, I believe the strategies used by these two accounts actually work. So keep watching this video till the end, because I'm going to show you how to create similar videos like these theme pages and how to monetize them the right way. But wait, before we jump into the content creation process, it's crucial to understand why the algorithm loves this type of content and how it can help you maximize your Instagram account growth, ultimately resulting in significant earnings. Have you ever felt down? Maybe going through a tough time? Perhaps you just went through a breakup, or your family kicked you out of the house, and you picked up your phone looking for an escape. You start scrolling through Instagram Reels, and suddenly come across that scene from Spider-Man 2, where Peter Parker is all sad. You think, wow, this is so relatable. You end up watching the video 10 times or more, simply because it resonated with what you're feeling. Well, we've all been there. I know I have. And you're not alone. Just take a look at the 300,000 people who felt the same way and interacted with that post. You've probably seen the word reel used frequently in hashtags on most motivational videos. That's because so many people found it relatable, and the creator understood how to connect with their viewers on an emotional level. This isn't about deceiving anyone, it's about genuinely helping and comforting people, offering them a bit of inspiration and hope to get through whatever they're facing. And when more people relate to your content, it means more growth for your account. And more growth, of course, leads to more income. So let me show you exactly how to create this type of impactful content and turn it into a successful strategy. So, let's start with the Momentary Existentialism Instagram theme page. The first step to creating content like theirs is crafting an emotional and inspiring script for your video. Now I know what you're thinking. Emotional and inspiring? Really? Yes, and let me explain why. Just take a look at this video from Momentary Existentialism.
If you feel sad about the way someone treated you, remember that their actions often reflect more about them than about you. It's natural to hurt when someone you care about disappoints you, but your worth is not determined by their behavior.
Do you see it? The entire tone of their content revolves around two key words: heartfelt and uplifting. And while it might sound easy to just type generate a heartfelt and uplifting script for Instagram Reels into ChatGPT and expect magic, that's not how this works. Let's be honest. None of us can sit staring at a wall, waiting for inspiration to hit. That's not realistic. Instead, I've got a quicker and smarter way for you, and I'll even share a bonus tip to make your life easier. Here's what we're going to do. Head over to a legendary website called Quora. If you don't know, Quora is a goldmine where people share their personal stories, tragic breakups, tough times, or life-changing experiences. It's full of real emotions and relatable moments, which makes it the perfect place for script inspiration. Here's how to do it step by step. Open Google and type something like, "What's your experience with a toxic friend?" Add Quora at the end and hit search. Now choose one of the results and carefully read the story in detail. You're looking for elements of sadness, tragedy, or deep emotional struggles. Here's a key point to remember. We are not copying these real-life stories word for word. Instead, We're using them as inspiration to help others going through similar struggles. Think of it like this. You're crafting a video that resonates with people and gives them hope, not exploiting someone's pain. For example, I found a story about someone who endured severe psychological manipulation from their best friend. I noted down key elements of what that manipulation looked like, how it isolated them, drained their emotions, and destroyed their trust. But we're not done yet. To create a script like Momentary Existentialism, you need to follow a psychological approach. What most people miss about their videos is that they use an actual strategy called self-compassion and detachment. Let me explain. This approach helps viewers disassociate their self-worth from external factors and teaches them to accept life's challenges. It's what makes the creator behind Momentary Existentialism feel like a friend, someone who truly understands their struggles and speaks directly to their hearts. Now that we've got our inspiration and psychological approach ready, we're going to ask ChatGPT to help us craft the perfect script. Here's exactly what to tell it. Generate a heartfelt and uplifting script for an Instagram Reel video about toxic friendships. The script should include the following themes: how toxic friends isolate you from others, how toxic friends manipulate your emotions, how they blame you for their actions, how they humiliate you publicly and isolate you further, how they might reconcile in manipulative ways, the loss of trust that comes with a toxic friendship, how lack of parental support can lead to seeking toxic friendships. The script should start with a gentle address to the listener, empathize with their situation, and reassure them that it's okay to step away from toxic friendships for their well-being. Additionally, use a psychological approach focusing on self-compassion and detachment. And there you have it. In just a few steps, you've crafted the perfect script in the same heartfelt style as Momentary Existentialism. Next, we need to create visuals, specifically painting-style visuals. If we revisit one of Momentary Existentialism's reels and check the description, you'll notice the painting-style images they use are actually credited to an artist. But don't worry, we're not going to spend money on this. Instead, I've discovered we can get the same painting-style images using free AI tools like Flux One or Bing Image Creator. However, that's not enough. We need a well-crafted prompt because AI won't generate these images with just a basic description. To get started, I analyzed the images used in the videos we watched earlier. At first, I couldn't pinpoint what these painting-style images reminded me of. Then it hit me. Oh, it's the famous Scream artwork by Edvard Munch. They almost look inspired by that style of art. Since I'm a bit of an art nerd, let me explain. This style of art is called Expressionism. It emerged in the early 20th century, around 1905 to 1920, beginning in Germany. It was a response to the rapidly changing world, with artists reacting to the anxieties of modern urban life and shifting social landscapes. Expressionism sought to capture raw emotions and subjective experiences, often through distorted forms, exaggerated colors, and intense brushstrokes. Now you get the idea of how this content creator is using Expressionism in their videos. To replicate this, I've created an image generation prompt template so we can produce visuals in the same style. Each image we create needs to reflect the emotion or meaning of a specific line from the script. Let's use Flux AI as an example. Go to fluxpro.ai in your browser and sign up with your email. Once you access your account, change the image model to Flux Schnell. Paste the prompt template and fill in the brackets with key details about the character and scene. Next, let's look at the first line of the script, which is about feeling isolated. Then tell the AI to create an expressionist painting featuring a lone figure, hunched and shadowed, standing at the edge of a vast empty landscape. The character should be in a contemplative, burdened posture. The sky should be filled with bold, swirling strokes of dark, moody blues and grays, suggesting a dramatic evening. The landscape below should transition into muted grays and deep blues. Now, moving on to the second line, it focuses on losing a sense of self-worth. So tell the AI to create an expressionist painting featuring a person fading into a crowd of swirling, faceless shapes, with their features becoming blurred and indistinct. The character should appear as though they are being pulled in by the surrounding shapes. The sky should be filled with bold, swirling strokes of dark, muted colors, suggesting a hazy twilight. The landscape below should transition into somber grays and purples. Then click Generate. You'll see the tool produces images that match the Momentary Existentialism style. Finally, let's address the third line, which highlights unequal relationships. So tell the AI to create an expressionist painting featuring a figure sitting with hands stretched out in offering, surrounded by dark, looming figures who appear to be pulling away parts of them. The character should be in a vulnerable, open posture. The sky should be filled with bold, swirling strokes of deep, ominous purples and blacks, suggesting a tense dusk. The landscape below should transition into dark, muted tones. As you can see, each of these prompts will produce visuals indistinguishable from the art style visuals used by Momentary Existentialism. I wanted to show you guys just the first 3 lines of the script, so you kind of get an idea on how to use the image prompt template. The next mission on our list is finding the perfect AI voice for our video. And no, I'm not talking about the Adam voice. You know, the one that's like that sweater your grandma tries to give you every single year.
Oh, so I'm just some outdated meme to you now?
Yeah, we're skipping that. We need a unique voice for our videos because, if you didn't know, using the wrong voiceover can completely ruin the mood, especially if the voice and the script are in 2 separate tones. So, I've found a great method for this, and the tool we're going to use is ElevenLabs. Here's how you do it. First, click on Try for Free and sign up. Once you're inside your ElevenLabs account, scroll down and go to Voices. Then click on Add a new voice and choose the Voice Design option. Here's where the magic happens. We're not just creating any voice. We're going to create a voice that's close to the one used by Momentary Existentialism. To make it easy for you, I've crafted a simple prompt you can use. The idea here is to generate a voice that feels relatable and genuine, something like a thoughtful young adult male who speaks in a calm and introspective manner. The tone should carry a subtle sense of hope and inspiration, as if they're narrating a reflective yet uplifting story. This creates the perfect mood for content that connects deeply with the audience. You can paste this prompt into the tool and add a preview text to hear what the AI generates. For example, I'm going to paste the first line of our video script and hit Generate Voice. After that, you'll have 3 options to choose from.
If you're feeling isolated because of a friend who only shows up on their terms, remember, this doesn't determine your value.
If you're feeling isolated because of a friend who only shows up on their terms, remember, this doesn't determine your value.
If you're feeling isolated because of a friend who only shows up on their terms, remember, this doesn't determine your value.
As you can see, this method is way better than using a voice everyone else is already using. I'm going with this one because it has the tone we're looking for. Here's what you do next. Click on the voice you want to use and press Select Voice. Then name your voice. I'm going to call mine Steve, and click Save Voice. Now to use the voice, it's super easy. Just go to Use and paste your entire script into the text box. Then press Generate Speech. Once it's done generating the voiceover, download it, and that's it. You're all set. But we're not done yet. See, you can have the best script, the best voiceover, and the best visuals, but without good background music, the video will feel soulless and empty. Lucky for you, I've found some of the best audio tracks on Instagram that you can use, so take notes for later. Unfortunately, I can't play these pieces of audio for you because of copyright restrictions, but I recommend taking a listen to them yourself and experimenting with each on separate reels. One audio track that stood out to me is called Idea 22. It's actually one of the most effective tracks for making videos go viral, and it makes sense. If you listen to it, the sound has a lot of contrast as it shifts between 2 different moods, sad and hopeful. It's the perfect choice if you want to experiment with emotional storytelling in your content. Since we can't use that audio due to copyright, I'll be using a non-copyright sad background music track for this example instead. So, let's jump right into editing. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I like using CapCut, so we're going to use CapCut for this video as well. First, click on Modify and choose the 9:16 aspect ratio, since this is the right ratio for Instagram Reels. After that, name your project whatever you like and hit Save. Next, we need to upload all the pieces of content we generated earlier into CapCut. It's easy, just go to the Import section and upload them. It's crucial to start by editing the voiceover because it likely has a lot of spaces, or should I say, pauses, between the words, and these pauses aren't ideal for Instagram Reels. So drag the audio into the timeline and use the split option to cut the audio into sections. Then make each section shorter by trimming the gaps and bringing them closer together, and then do this for all the voiceover parts. Now, drag the background music under the voiceover. Keep in mind that you'll need to choose a section of the audio that fits perfectly with the voiceover. Remember, the goal is to spark emotions in your viewers, so I'm choosing this specific part of the track. After that, lower the volume just enough so the music doesn't overpower the voiceover. It should complement it, not dominate it. Now here's a quick editing trick for these types of videos. Instead of cutting the background music exactly where the voiceover ends, extend it for a few seconds. Not too long though. This gives the viewer a moment to sit with the scene's emotions, creating a reflective pause. After the audio is set, drag one of the images into the timeline and scale it to fit the screen. Make sure to place each image in its appropriate spot according to the script. Repeat this for the rest of the images. By watching some momentary existentialism reels, I noticed they use a subtle moving effect on their images, and we're going to add a similar twist to our own clip. Before adding the effect, select all the images and create a compound clip. Then, go to Effects and select the ripple effect. Drag it onto the compound clip and adjust the parameters to bring the visuals to life. Set the blur to 95, twist to 19, strength to 9, sharpen to 10, size to 11, and speed to 15. And with that, boom, it's looking great. Now, all that's left is the captions. Since this is a calm video, the captions shouldn't be too flashy or overwhelming. To get the right captions, go to Text and choose Auto Captions. Click Generate, then drag the text up into the ideal spot and select one of the presets to make the text more visible. Next, go to Templates and choose one that fits your video's vibe. If the color or font changes, go to Font and select Segoe UI symbol. Then, reapply the preset you used earlier. And that's it. Here's the final video. Take a look.
If you're feeling isolated because of a friend who only shows up on their terms, remember, this doesn't determine your value. It's easy to lose sight of yourself when someone pulls you in and shuts everyone else out. Sometimes people take more than they give, shifting blame and making you question yourself. But that's not on you. Sometimes they lift you up, only to tear you down later, keeping you caught in a cycle that's exhausting and painful. And when they come back with apologies and promises, it might feel like you're getting your friend back, but know this. True friends don't play with your heart this way. You deserve connections that heal, not those that hurt. Walking away from what drains you isn't a failure. It's a form of self-respect. Be kind to yourself. You deserve people who truly care.
So now that we're done with the first theme page, let's jump to the other one. Look, it took me some time to find the right tool that this creator uses to make all his visuals, because the visuals are the most important aspect of his videos, and you can't just download these types of photos from Google and use them. As you can see, these visuals have an AI touch and quality to them. They're more sophisticated. But don't worry, we're not going to use Midjourney. Instead, we're going to use our two old friends, Leonardo AI and Flux AI, for this one. Since the Virtual Mythos theme page focuses on well-known historical figures, we need to choose one. For this example, I'm going with Ragnar Lothbrok. First, we need to generate our primary character image that will be animated in the middle of the screen. And to get started, after signing in to Leonardo AI, go to Image Generation. We're not going to turn on the legacy mode. Instead, we'll use the new mode because it offers so many advanced features. Next, we need to change the preset. Click here and choose Cinematic Kino. Then, go to the preset style and select Minimalist. Now here's where the magic happens. To create the image, we won't just use a prompt. Instead, we'll use an image reference, or as it's called in Leonardo AI, image to image. Let me show you how. Start by searching Google for Ragnar Lothbrok War and find an image where the character stands out just like this one right here. Download the image, then go back to Leonardo AI. Click on the View More icon, choose the image to image option, and hit Confirm. Then add your reference image. Once all the settings are in place, it's time for a good prompt. You want to write a prompt that best describes the character from the reference image you've uploaded. For example, since I'm using an image of Ragnar Lothbrok, I'll write a prompt like this. A realistic illustration of Ragnar Lothbrok, screaming with intense emotion, surrounded by a forest. Remember to adjust the background details, as we only need the character, and we'll remove the background later. Finally, press the magical Generate button. And as you can see, we got some perfect variations. I'll choose the one that reflects the style of Virtual Mythos, and this one will do the job. Once selected, I'll download the image, and now our primary character image is ready. Now all that's left is the background images. After spending some time watching most of the Virtual Mythos videos, I noticed something interesting. Each background image illustrates an essential phase that shapes a historical figure's personality. These phases are humility, vision, determination, courage, resilience, pain, tenacity, victory. This approach is smart and consistent across all of their videos, and we're going to replicate it using ChatGPT and Flux AI. First, head to ChatGPT and ask it to generate AI image prompts. And don't worry, I've already done the hard work for you, so just use this prompt. Create a list of image prompts based on the phases that shape a historical figure's personality. The historical figure is, and insert the name of the historical figure you choose here. This ensures the AI understands who the prompts are tailored for. Then explain to the AI that for each phase, it should attach a unique and cinematic scene idea that reflects the essence of the phase. This step clarifies the type of scenes required. Use the following phases, and write all the phases we talked about before here. This allows the AI to focus on specific elements for consistency. Ensure each scene is visually dynamic, compelling, and appropriate for the historical figure's context. This guarantees the scenes align with the historical figure's personality and story. Once you input the prompt, ChatGPT will generate the list of image prompts, and as you can see, the results are impressive. They reflect each phase accurately and effectively. Next, head over to Flux AI and sign into your account. Use the same settings we used for the previous theme page. Make sure the image ratio is set to 9:16 and leave the image model as it is. Now copy and paste the first prompt from ChatGPT into Flux AI and click Generate. Perfect. As you can see, the AI has done an amazing job. It looks like something Virtual Mythos would produce. Repeat the process for the second prompt, then the third, and so on. Each result will align with the style and mood we're aiming for. I'll take a moment to generate the rest of the images, so hang tight. Once they're ready, I'll come back and show you how to edit them. So guys, I'm back, and I'm done generating the images. But there are just two small things we need to add. If you watched the example videos I showed you earlier, you might have noticed that Virtual Mythos uses special filters on all their photos. These filters give the images a darker, more dramatic feel. And to achieve the same effect, I found the perfect tool for the job, PicsArt. So, first, go to Google and search for PicsArt and open the first result. Create a free account, and once you're logged in, start a new project by entering the width and height of your image and hitting Create Canvas. Drag and drop your image onto the canvas and resize it to fit the screen. Then, navigate to the Effects section, find Light Filters, and select the filter called Light Filter 5. As you can see, this gives your image the same darker tone that Virtual Mythos uses. Make sure to apply this filter to all the other images as well to maintain consistency. We also need to edit the primary character image with a slightly different filter. So for the primary character image, start by creating a new project in PicsArt. Enter the width and height of your image and press Create Canvas. Drag and drop your image onto the canvas and adjust it to fit the screen perfectly. Then, navigate to the Effects section, find Light Filters, and select the filter called Light Filter 7. And now it's looking perfect. Now, the final step is to remove the background from our primary image. You can do this using the paid Pro feature in PicsArt, but if you're looking for a free option, use one of the AI tools we've discussed before, like Removal AI or Pixel Cut AI. And that's it. Everything is set up and ready to go. So let me jump to CapCut and show you how to edit all these pieces together. After creating a new project inside CapCut, click on Modify and change the aspect ratio from Original to 9:16 and save the project settings. Next, upload your images and audio into the import panel to start editing. Start by adding the audio to the timeline. Keep in mind, I'm not going to use the same audio as Virtual Mythos due to copyright issues, but I'll use a similar free one so you can get the idea. To edit like Virtual Mythos, you'll need to match each musical note with a different image. Here's how. First, listen to the audio. When you notice a note, add your image and cut it where the note ends. Let me show you another example with the second image. Listen to the audio. And when you find the note, note where it starts and ends, then add the image and cut it at the endpoint. Repeat this process for all the other parts. And done. It may take a little time, but it's straightforward. Next, drag and drop your main character image to apply the zoom in effect. Drag it on top of the background images and resize it to make it a little smaller. Then, position it at the bottom of the screen where it will be visible, ensuring it's in the right spot. To implement the zoom in effect, select the main character image and go to Transform. Add a keyframe at the beginning, then move the playhead just before the end of the video on the timeline. Add a final keyframe and scale the image to about 195%. As you can see, the video now looks almost identical to the style of Virtual Mythos. Now I know you might be thinking, did he forget to add a quote from Ragnar Lothbrok? And the answer is, no, I didn't forget. I just wanted to save it for last, so we could focus on the more important editing steps first. And to add a quote, go to ChatGPT or Google's Gemini and ask it to provide inspirational quotes from the historical figure you chose. I'll pick one as an example, copy it, and paste it into CapCut. Once it's written, press enter twice to add space below the quote. Then, type a dash, followed by the historical figure's name. Choose whatever font you like, but I found that this one works best for these types of videos. Scroll down to the Preset Style section and select a preset that makes the text pop and more visible. Resize the text and position it in the perfect spot. The last touch is applying the right filter, so go to Filters and choose the one called Oppenheimer. Drag and drop it into the timeline, ensuring it covers all the pieces of content. Adjust the filter parameters and set the intensity to 90%. Now let's take a look. And there you go. We've just uncovered all the secrets behind Virtual Mythos' content and editing strategy, and at this point, it's all in your hands. Okay, now we've arrived at the final piece of the puzzle. As I promised earlier, I'll show you the right way these Instagram theme pages are making money. See, if we go to Instagram and search for this account right here, which is in the same niche as the other accounts we've talked about, you'll notice that this theme page has a link in their bio. If we click on the link, we can see they're selling 4 products. But ignore these 3 and focus on this bad boy. This is where the money is. If we click on this one, we can see they're selling an ebook called The Rock Solid Mindset, which helps people avoid negative emotions, reach their full potential, and face life's challenges, all inspired by great minds like Sun Tzu and Marcus Aurelius. This ebook is probably making them hundreds of dollars a month. And creating this kind of product isn't actually that complicated if you have the right tools. See? If we go to ChatGPT and ask it to create content for an ebook that helps people build focus, discipline, and anything else related to motivation, ChatGPT will do all of that in a matter of seconds. Then, you go to a tool like Canva, paste the content you generate into an ebook template, and design it. Afterward, you can list your product on a tool like System.io and promote it on Instagram. And this way, you'll be able to monetize your Instagram account in one of the best niches right now and in no time. But I don't want you guys to only think about the last part, which is monetization. Keep in mind that if you want to be successful with this business model, you'll need to focus on making your followers your community. This way, you'll create these videos with passion and build a platform that generates profit for the long run. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something from this video. And if you want me to make videos in the future about creating ebooks and other products, let me know in the comments. And also, if you want to learn more about making money online and using social media to your advantage, make sure to subscribe, because I'll be dropping some bangers for you guys soon. And if you want to learn more about the TikTok Creativity Program and discover the top niches within it, watch this next video. And as always, it was nice talking to you guys, and I'll see you soon.